Hello, my beautiful little ones. Are you tucked in bed and ready for my story time with you? My story today is an interesting one that is going to make you think a lot. Once upon a time, it was such a hot day, and a young elephant decided to look for some water to bathe in. This took a very long walk, and he plodded through sweltering heat to find a river or a pond to finally take a bathe in it. This accomplishment made him feel totally fresh and dandy. He then started his great trek back to his clan and was walking along the road when he neared a bridge and he saw a pig fully soaked in mud coming from the opposite direction. The pig immediately, shouting at the elephant to step aside and let it pass unhindered, said, "Hey there, move aside right now." The pig threatened the elephant and ranted and raved on and on in wild chant, not taking into account the elephant's silent stance and position as a form of a response. The elephant then, remaining silent and calm, quietly moved to one side, allowing the dirty pig to pass merrily. He then continued on his onward journey. The unclean and muddy pig later spoke to his friends in arrogance and said, "See how mighty I am? Even an elephant was afraid of me and moved to one side to let me pass the bridge unhindered." Word soon got around to all the other elephant clans. On hearing this, some elephants were truly disturbed by the story and by being viewed and called less mighty than a pig. After all, now come on. So they sought out the elephant, the young elephant who was responsible for this, and shouted at him for his senseless actions of making all the other elephants feel less mighty and so embarrassed. An elderly elephant, much respected like a grandfather elephant of the clan, then spoke to everybody else and said, "My dear fellow elephant friends, you are all shouting and shouting over each other and just worrying this elephant with your words. You are all very angry now, I can see. But look, even though you go on insulting and shouting at this young elephant, he is remaining silent. I strongly feel that we should now let him speak and ask our dear young friend here the reason for his actions." All the other elephants put their heads down in shame and immediately stopped their noisy ranting. One little elephant then asked in a small voice, "My dear little friend, was it out of fear that you did this?" The young elephant that was in the center of all this drama then smiled and replied, "No, it was not because I was afraid of the pig. I could have easily crushed the pig under my leg in a few minutes with one precise action. But then I had second thoughts. You see, I was clean and the pig was full of mud, filth, and extremely unclean. By crushing him, my leg would have become dirty, and I would have had to make another journey to the river to cleanse myself again. And also, if I hadn't moved, the pig would have wanted to start wrestling with me and would have made me muddy. So I had to think carefully before I angered him. And I figured I really didn't want to go down all the way through that tiring, long and difficult journey that I had just finished to the pond again. And therefore, I just stepped aside and let him go. This way, I avoided an argument with an idiot, and I remained nice and clean. And the long, horrible journey back to the river again, well, I didn't have to do that. And if the pig had to think that he was mightier than me, so let it be, and let him think that, because everyone knows that that isn't true anyway, is it? Elephants are far stronger, and only the pig would have made a fool of himself. So, children, what a clever elephant this was. He realized that by fighting with the silly and foolish pig to prove his might, that would have got him dirty all over again. You know something, children? In life, we are going to come across many foolish people like that Mr. Pig there. So how do you handle them? It will be best for you to avoid contact and arguments with people like that who want to pick a fight with you, not because you're afraid of them, but just to keep away from such people. We call them toxic people. They are the troublemakers and want to argue with you and upset you and ruin your day and make things bad for you. Well, you need to just be silent and move on. Often, such people will always want to fight and just want to show that they are stronger and better and smarter than you. They will never remain calm. But when you remain calm and say nothing back to them, you are the smarter one, and they can't carry on just talking to fresh air, can they? So they too will keep quiet. Silence is the best thing to use against all fools, because arguing with someone who will never see the truth is pointless. And with that fun story, I want to say, keep listening to Aunty Vibhudhi's stories, and don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, then go to the red button and press the like and subscribe button at the end of the story. That way you will get all the videos as soon as I make one. And with that, I'd like to leave you with love, healing, hugs, kisses, and my best blessings, and lots of light. Just that, so you could be bright. Ta-ta for now, and good night, my little ones.